Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ethan, and if you're new here, I'm a content creator based out of Los Angeles. Here on my YouTube channel, I make content about my home and all things interior decor and design. For those of you who have been subscribed to the channel and have supported me over the past year, we finally hit 50K. I can't believe it. I'm so thankful and so excited. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you all the things that I really wish I knew before moving into my new apartment. We'll go over my biggest regrets, things that surprised me, and the lessons I had to learn along the way. It's funny because I actually recorded a really similar video to this before I ever even moved in here. I never posted the video because we were going into the holidays and then the fires happened here, and I honestly just never got to it. By the time things settled down, I was already living in here, and I feel like now I have a much broader perspective of the house hunting, moving in experience. I think some of the things I'm gonna tell you now, as opposed to the video that I filmed months ago, are much more helpful. Sit down, get comfortable, grab a coffee, a tea, a water, whatever makes you happy. Today's coffee is from Maru. My friend Alyssa, who's also my old roommate, visited me, and as a little thank you gift for her coming to stay with me, she got me a bag of coffee from Maru. So thank you, Alyssa. So that is what I'm having today, but whatever you wanna have, go grab it. Before we jump in, I wanna give a huge thank you to Apartment List for partnering with me on today's video. I really wish I had known about Apartment List when I was shopping for this apartment. Now that they've come into my awareness, I will 1000% be using Apartment List the next time that I move. What makes Apartment List different from other apartment or house hunting websites is the fact that the entire experience is catered to you, your needs, what you're looking for, the features that are most important to you. I feel like a lot of you guys probably know what you want in a house. We are particular people, and that is okay because things like Apartment List exist to help us get matched with our dream apartments. Really, what I love about Apartment List is that you can set your budget, location, all the amenities that you want, and Apartment List goes straight to work, pairing you with the best possible places. It's kind of like a dating app for your next space. Apartment List is way more fun, I promise. When you find a place you like, you can book your tour directly on the app or website. I'm gonna leave a link below to their 2-minute quiz so that you can see what apartments are a great match for you. That being said, thank you Apartment List for working with me on this video. Let's get into what I wish I knew sooner when I was moving into my new apartment. Number 1, be real about your layout and your lifestyle. I feel like in a lot of older apartments, they are very charming, but they were literally made for a whole different time period. Humans are bigger now, our lives are different now, and I think a lot of people who watch my content probably live in older spaces or they want to live in an older space. My apartment was built in the 20s. My last apartment was built in the 30s. And while you get all of the cute features like nooks, angled walls, windows that open a special way, built-ins, like my apartment has so many built-ins, you quickly realize these spaces were not designed for modern life. And for some people that's okay, for other people it's not. But the beauty and charm of this space 100% pulled the wool over my eyes, because there have been so many moments since I moved in here where I'm like, where can I mount a TV? In my bedroom, I can't even put my bed anywhere. The only place I can put it is up against this mirror, which is built onto the wall and will require literal construction to take down. I do have plans of doing that. In my living room, there is this really cool tiled segment on the floor, which was one of the things that I actually fell in love with when I moved into this space. But because of all of the other features in my living room, it took me so long to figure out, where do I put my sofa? What goes in this tiled space? Even hanging art is tricky because there's just a lot more going on in these spaces. And while it is so beautiful, for someone who's not a trained interior designer or someone who's just seasoned in that field, it can kind of leave you feeling a little bit like, wait, did I make a mistake moving in here? It can be really tricky to find that form versus function balance. You want a beautiful space, but it also needs to be usable. When I moved in here, I brought all of my old furniture into this space, and all of that furniture was bought specifically for my last apartment. So it was kind of like trying to put a shoe on that didn't fit your feet. The shoe might be beautiful, but if it doesn't fit your feet, you're not gonna wanna walk around in it because it's gonna get really uncomfortable after a little while. I think if you're moving into a home that's older, you should be very realistic about the furniture you plan on buying, the dimensions of things, how you live, and the type of space that you need or would want. Another thing in my bedroom is there's 2 windows that basically block off the only other available wall to where I could put my dresser. So my dresser is blocking a window. It's not cute. I don't like it. I'm still trying to figure it out, but that is just what it's like to live in these types of spaces a lot of times, not always, but it's something I wasn't thinking about because I was so jaded by how cute the whole space is. And it is really cute and I love it and I don't regret it, but I do wish I had thought about these things sooner. At the end of the day, you really have to picture how you are going to live and exist in the space and not just think about how pretty it is while you're on your apartment tour. If your apartment is old and it's been upgraded, you need to make sure those upgrades were done mindfully. This apartment has central heat, but it doesn't have central AC, meaning my living room and my bedroom have these giant tacked on, ugly, white AC units that ruin every video and photo I take of my living room. It is worth noting that not all renovations are good renovations. There's the running joke online about like the landlord special where they just paint over everything and don't think about the fact that, oh, maybe we should actually take our time with this and make it look decent. They also love to rip up beautiful old hardwood floors or tiles and put in the ugliest vinyl flooring. And if you think that you are going to overlook this when you move into your space, I promise you, you're gonna get in there, have that gray vinyl flooring, bring your furniture in, and then realize you absolutely hate it and nothing can fix it. There is no Band-Aid that is gonna be big enough to cover gray vinyl. There are things you can do to kind of disguise it, but the best thing, honestly, is probably to just lean into that style and do what you can with the space. Because landlords are not living in these spaces, they very rarely care about the upgrades they're making. I use the term upgrade very loosely because most of the time it's actually a downgrade, but you know, it's just unexpected ways. Even the wiring in my apartment, I'm looking at a light switch where instead of building the cable into the back of the wall, they built it onto the wall and placed a white cover over it. And it's probably been painted over 500 times because it looks caked onto the wall. In some cases, things do need to be upgraded. In my kitchen, for example, my cabinets and my drawers almost never close or open. You have to use your body weight to open it or your body weight to slam it shut. Half the windows in my house and doors just have air blowing through them because they're not sealed off properly. Doorknobs fall off 24/7. Like the door right here, the knob is so loose and half the time falls off. My closet doors won't shut my bedroom hardly, and when they do shut, it'll be like the middle of the night and one will just pop open. It feels quite cursed, but it's not. It's just, you know, upgrades not being done in the way that they should be, or things that need to be upgraded not being upgraded and being neglected. Number 3, noise matters. Whether you're moving into a standalone building like how I am, well, technically there's 2 units, there's an upper and lower, but I'm the only person who lives here, or you're moving into an apartment building where there's multiple layers of people living above you, or depending on where your apartment is located, you really need to think about the noise in that space because it will eventually drive you crazy. I live in Hollywood, sort of in the hills, not like too high up in the hills, but definitely in it a bit. There's a major intersection not too far from my apartment, and I went on 2 tours of this place before signing the lease. Both times were actually around a similar time, and I don't know why, but I never noticed the noise. I never really sat and listened. And once again, maybe I had rose-colored glasses on based around how beautiful everything is. I would recommend touring a place a couple times, maybe in the morning, maybe at night. Unfortunately, you can't do a trial night in an apartment. So I would recommend you do a tour maybe in the morning and the other one maybe in the evening when traffic is generally the worst. For me as a content creator, the noise is a lot. There is also a school nearby my apartment and I can literally hear the kids playing outside right now. As I'm speaking, there's a helicopter flying over my building. Hollywood is also a very interesting place. So there's always police cars, there's always ambulances, you hear people screaming, you hear people laughing, you just hear everything. And the only thing I was hearing when I first looked at this place was wow, look at the ceiling and look at that cool fireplace and look at the tiles on the floor. And I do love all those things, but I also really despise the noise, and it's hard to work around that as someone who is constantly recording and doing videos. So whether you're a content creator or someone who works from home, or you just generally like quiet, you've got to think about this. The next thing is apartment upgrades. I've been very lucky to get landlords who will literally let me do basically whatever I want to my apartment, but some landlords will not even let you change a light bulb without talking to them first. And I know for me, and for a lot of people who love good design, we want control of our space. We are not wanting to be put into like a little box. We a lot of times can see the potential of how a place could look if we just swapped a light fixture out or painted a room another color. I would just be very upfront with your landlord about this from the start, that you have a vision, and of course you'll return things back to how they were beforehand, or maybe even better. I know I did this with my last apartment. I had some really nice lights that I left in my last house, and my landlord was actually pretty thankful for it. This is something people don't think about until they've signed the lease and they realize they can't do what they want. So definitely think about that. Then we have natural light, and this is kind of a no-brainer, but it's also something that I think people might bypass for the sake of finding a really cute place. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'd rather live in a big white modern box apartment with insane natural light than a beautiful, charming little cute apartment that is completely dark. That might be one of my hottest takes yet. I don't know, or maybe it's not. You guys have to let me know in the comments if you agree. Great natural lighting was a non-negotiable for me when I was looking for my next place. Because my home is in the hills and I'm positioned a little bit up, I get sunlight the whole day. In fact, I don't know if I'll ever live somewhere with better natural light than this apartment. It is so good because I get the best of both worlds. I get the really cool design, and I also get insane light the whole day, which has been amazing for me when it comes to making content. There is one downside to this though, and that is heat. When it is summer and you have big windows and you get a lot of light in your apartment, that is going to run your AC bill up. Or if you don't have AC, God bless, I wish you the best. I have those little tacked on wall units and I'm praying those will come through for me. But you honestly don't ever know with that kind of stuff until you have to use it. Good lighting, it makes a space that's even empty, that has nothing in it, just completely come alive. The inverse of that would be you have the most insanely good taste, the most beautiful furniture, and your space looks like a dungeon. You can't see it or appreciate it. And I feel like good natural lighting really elevates the energy of a home in a way that you just can't buy or manufacture. It is really just the most important thing, probably in my book, and something I would highly recommend that you think deeply about when you find your next place. And lastly, do not compromise on your features. If you need parking, you need that parking. If you want a garage for your car, get that garage. Do not settle for street parking. If you do your laundry twice a week, I promise you that in-unit laundry that you're paying maybe $50 to $100 extra a month for is going to pay off. It is going to be so worth it. And then other things like, do you have trash service? Where does the trash go? It is so important to not settle on these things, because in my last house, I did have a garage, but my car didn't even fit in it. And I was kind of like, oh, this doesn't really bother me that much. I can deal with that. And then I had to street park, and I probably paid more in street parking fees than I would have paid for a place with a garage that actually fit my car. Also, I had laundry in unit in this house and my last house, and even with having it in my own home, I would delay it or not be as regimented with it. I cannot imagine competing against my neighbors if there was like a in-building laundry. I mean, I don't know, maybe you'd be more forced to like get it done if you knew that like you had to operate in that way. The point is, when it comes to parking your car, doing your laundry, figuring out like where do packages go, how many trash cans and recycling bins are available, it's so worth it to ask these questions up front, because they might seem little in the beginning or like things that you won't care that much about. But hands down, the biggest lesson I've learned in this space is that functionality matters and means so much more to me than I thought it did. Beauty and aesthetics are great, but at the end of the day, if the space doesn't work for you, you're going to get tired of it, you're gonna resent it, and then you're gonna be like, dang, I'm really over here spending thousands of dollars a month in rent on a place that I can't even properly exist in. And that is a horrible feeling. I know that at the end of the day, not every apartment is perfect. We all have to make compromises, and we're all working within a certain budget. But going in clear-headed with really strong intentions is so helpful when it comes to avoiding frustration. Maybe I'm alone in this, this, but I feel like your home needs to be the happiest place for you. It needs to be the place that at the end of the day, you want to run back to, that you feel so safe and comfortable in. And the best way you can guarantee that is by taking each of these steps one by one, being really realistic about them, and then plugging them into Apartment List and getting matched with your dream apartment. I'm kidding, sort of. But it is good to know what you want, because if you don't know what you want, you'll probably end up settling for something that you don't. Once again, if you are apartment hunting, I am gonna leave that link to the Apartment List quiz in my description box. Our next video is going to be a home updates video, which I am super excited about because there is a lot to update you guys on in this house. I actually haven't even done a furnished apartment tour here. I did do an empty apartment tour. If you haven't watched that, definitely go do it. I showed a lot of clips of my apartment throughout this video, but if you want to see the whole thing, go watch that video. I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video and spend time with me. I hope you learned something. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you on our next video. Bye, guys.